Mark Dacey Show is brought to you over Broadband Box Office Network, produced at VK Media Studios, Pat Marucci, producer and director. We are archived on Facebook and iTunes, and live every third Wednesday of the month. Power. It's all about power. Don't kid yourself. It's all about power. Hello, 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 hello. Bienvenidos. Welcome, bienvenue, welcome. It's cabaret, that's not really, it's not cabaret. It's the Mark Dacey Show podcast. It's not cabaret at all. For goodness sakes, for sakes goodness, for lots of sakes, and you thought that sakes were just for Christmas time. Well, they're not. We're here, we're live on Broadband Box Office, right here at our new time on Mondays at 8 o'clock. And I have nothing to say. I got nothing. No, I didn't know. I got something. By the way, our show today is enriched with vitamin E. So we're smoother than we were last week. And plus, I wrote down some stuff. So, actually, and before we get started, KB Design. Yes, KB Design. KB Design. KB Design. KB Design. That's right. For all your gardening needs. Do you have a garden? You want to build one? You want to make your office or your house look a little better outside? Yeah, well, for all your outside office and house needs, if you want to have a nice looking outside of your house, you should look up KB Design. KB Design is my sponsor. That's why I'm talking about them. What are you kidding? kbdesign.kb@gmail. Okay? Professional garden design. Now can we get on with the damn show? Jeez. All right. Thank you. The sponsor is telling me I can do that now. Oh, all right. Yeah. I got something. This guy, Roger Schuler, not to be confused with Robert Schuler. Robert Schuler was actually the guy. Is my hair okay? Am I too tall? Okay. Too much tanner on? The lotion is good? Okay. Robert Schuler, of course, was he's like the TV evangelist, God guy. He says things like, God. In fact, I think he's dead. But anyway, not Robert Schuler, but Roger Schuler. Yeah. He lives in Alabama, and he's in jail because he's a blogger, which I think for all intents and purposes is worse than a podcaster. I'm not sure, though. Don't quote me on it. I could be wrong. But anyway, he's in jail for defamation of character because he can't prove the stuff that he prints about, which is kind of weird. And so he makes up stuff that's not true, supposedly, in Alabama. And you can't do that in Alabama. And I don't know if they've ever seen like the X-Files or, Searching for Bigfoot, but guess what? They're not real either. But I think they're still killing civil rights workers down there. So what do they know? Anyway, so he's accused of lying about his neighbor, his local government, and his governor. Yeah. Roger Schuler. And so anyway, so they put him in jail. And they might put his wife in jail too. Page 2. Now, I have nothing to say because, really, I better not have anything to say because I don't want to cause any trouble. I'm just a podcaster. But it's true. And if you can imagine living in a state that had a governor that got so mad about your opinion that he bends the free speech amendment and has you arrested. It's crazy, right? That could never happen here. I mean, it's Alabama. Who knew? That's like if Governor Christie sent somebody to your neighborhood and closed a bridge and so you couldn't get to the other side because he was mad at you or, something, thank God that could never happen here, though, up in the north. Like people would be 3 hours late for work and that special contract would be completely unsigned and screwed up and they would miss their flight and they can't deliver the heart transplant to the little boy in Connecticut. Or maybe you get fired because your office couldn't be vacuumed on time and now you're on unemployment or the kids got to pee out the school bus window because they've been sitting there for 3 hours and the ambulance can't get the guy in the heart attack in lane 3 because he's been pressing 911 for 2.5 hours. Thank God we live up here in the north where that could never happen. Things like that wouldn't be, especially they would never be sanctioned by a man who would be the next president of the universe. Because the next president of the universe would be a strong man, of course, but he wouldn't be a strong arm. And he'd have to be smart, but he wouldn't be a smart aleck. And he'd have to know a lot, but he wouldn't have to be a know-it-all. And if you or I caused trouble on a bridge, it would be a terrorist act, and we'd be waterboarded and sent to Guantanamo Bay in a heartbeat. But if somebody important closed down a bridge, all they would have to do is apologize and take the fucking fifth. So, I say, give David Wildstein, Wildstein, he's the director of the Traffic and Port Authority, or he was anyway. I'd say give him immunity and let him testify and open the whole rotten egg. Nothing like the smell of cover-up in the morning. But then he might mysteriously disappear because the universe is a very big place. I don't know what camera we're on anymore, but it doesn't really matter because I have a new guest on the show. My first real guest of we did like 9 podcasts. So would you please warmly welcome Randi Lupo. She has her own show on this very channel. Hi, Randi.
Hi.
Come on over here. Have a seat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's so nice of you to stop by.
Oh, thanks for having me, Mark.
How are you? How are you?
I'm doing great.
You look lovely. When I got here today, you were dressed up in a thing. You had like a thing with the only thing you told me you were missing was a blue wig.
An electric blue wig.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my Baggy Maggie character.
Baggy Maggie. Who's Baggy Maggie?
Baggy Maggie cleans up Stinkville.
Oh.
She's a fictional cartoon character.
Oh, that's
she's
right.
Make believe. And she's all into science and the environment.
You're talking about, of course, the children's book.
Yes.
Yeah. But now, what's it called again?
Baggy Maggie and Friends Save Stinkville.
And the author was just here earlier.
Yes,
and you were
Paulette Zally is the author.
What's your name? Paul what?
Paulette Zally.
Paulette Zally.
And Zally. And she's a high school science teacher.
I've done my homework. Boy, what? What is it, Paulette who? Yeah.
This is for you.
Ooh.
It's a
Oh,
coconut
no
pie.
way!
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for this. We had a long talk about this. It's a long story, but I love these things, and maybe I'll eat it on the air and try and talk at the same time. Now that's entertainment. This lovely dog. Hello, lovely dog. We have a lovely dog here. You can't see it, but that's okay. Randi is a comedian, and she has her own show here on broadband boxoffice.com. And I just wanted to ask you, because we really haven't had a chance to talk about stuff, how did you decide to pursue comedy? I mean, what occurred to you to make the first step to go into comedy?
Okay, I was seeing a psychiatrist.
Really? I don't know if this is funny already. I'm not sure.
And he kept laughing every time I opened my mouth. I was telling him I wanted to commit suicide, and he just thought it was so funny.
Eek.
No, just kidding. So
see, I don't know. I can't.
no,
tell.
so he suggested that I do comedy, and being the chameleon I am, I always listen to what I'm told, and I did it, and here I am.
Well, that's. I mean, what is your process? How do you form your comedy? I mean, you write all this stuff down and you analyze it, and you think, well, this will work, or this person won't laugh at this, or how do you do that?
Well, that sounds like a good way to do it. I usually do it from my life experience. A lot of my stuff is written on tissue boxes in the middle of the night.
Yeah, sure.
And things are tried out. We try out things at open mics. And
She didn't mean that, God.
yeah, I didn't mean that, God. Yeah, I didn't mean
Gods of comedy are looking down, but they're smiling.
As long as they're smiling, that's all that matters.
So you write down things that happen to you in real life, and then you just what?
And then you bend them and you
bend
twist them. The funny part is when I tell them the way they really are, which is really the funniest one. People always think it's not real. They're like, oh, that's not true. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
But so then you have to bend it and twist it.
And it's all in the way that you tell it too. And you're a great teller.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. You're a great listener.
I know. We're both great. And you're great too. If you're watching, wherever you're watching from, we're all great. Some of us are more great than others. But, I mean,
I really like your tie. This is interesting. What is this? Where did you get this? It seems like there's a story behind it.
No, my wife gave this to me. It says it's patriotic, I think.
I like
and
it.
It's like,
for February 9th? Or is it the 10th? What better?
It's just, I like it. People like it.
I like it a lot.
It seems like everyone who sees this tie likes it. So I figured, I want to increase my viewership, so why should
Can I
I
ask
be
you
likable?
something? Do you dress yourself? Do you dress yourself?
Yeah.
No, because it matches totally a lot. Most men I know are colorblind. This is why I'm very impressed by your outfit. There's green in the store, and it matches the green in your shirt, and it's really lovely.
Sort of matched the green in my stomach from a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
It's ate out of the wrong place. Let me ask you this: you've been doing open mics now. I've come to see you. What
shows?
And you do shows, which I have not seen. But what is an open mic experience to somebody, say, who hasn't done this? I mean, now I have
it's horrific.
done some, but I mean,
it's usually very horrific.
when you're starting out, it's going to be crazy.
It's one of the necessary evils of the business, because you have to try out your stuff. You're not just going to bring it to an audience cold.
Yeah.
Although sometimes you can. But, some open mics are better than others, and most of the time the audience are the other comics, who are generally the worst audience you could possibly have.
So what happened to you the first time you were in front of a bunch of comics? Or the first time you did like an open mic, your expectations were such, did they happen, or did they just like, this is like crazy?
The funniest thing is, and I'm sorry if I can't answer your question directly, but I never do. I like to invent my own things.
Please invent.
You know what? I used to go to open mics with feedback. And
You mean like a discussion afterwards or something?
Like you get up, you do, let's say, approximately a 5-minute set, and then the other comics, or if there is live audience, because sometimes someone could come and watch, anyone who wants to give you feedback on your set.
That's kind of scary.
Oh, it is. Oh, they were
Screw you! You didn't like it, too bad. I guess you didn't. You weren't smart enough. That's what I would be.
They
thinking.
were like, that joke you did, that didn't work at all. And I thought to myself, well, that was apparent because you heard that silence in the room. I kind of figured that out. And they kind of rip you apart.
But that's helpful, isn't it?
To be ripped apart.
Yeah.
Yes, I've become so strong. I've become so emotionally strong. I used to be one of those weepy women that was, but now I'm strong like bull.
But it's important to fail, right? That's one of the most important things to learn, I think, in life. But as a comedian or even an entertainer, I think it's important to fail. If you are afraid of if you gotta make everything perfect, that's not going to happen.
No, it's true, and you learn more from your failures. At least that's what they tell me. I personally hate to fail because
I just go into depression. But
I just go into the fetal position myself. But it's
we should get together and be depressed. Here's the Randy and Mark show. Could do that a lot.
Yeah. So, you can learn. I mean, after you get over the depression and the fetal position and the suicide attempts, after you get through all of that.
But why would you want to do that? Why do you want to pursue comedy and know that you're going to feel good one night and maybe not have a good audience the next night? Why would you want to do that?
Here's the thing. It's not like you want to do it. It's almost like you have to do it. I mean, a lot of people do want to do it. I do. I do it for very pathological reasons. I do it, to be heard, to get attention. I think
most artists do.
To find my voice, and
you think it's therapeutic?
It is. I find that if I could be a little crazy on stage, then I could be more normal in real life.
That's interesting.
You get your sillies out and your crazies out on stage.
I do. I think this is a very good point. I absolutely. That's you know what? People have asked me. When you go home, do you act that way in front of... Well, no, I don't act that way in front of my wife or my kid because they wouldn't understand what I was talking about. But in the context of a couple of beers and we're all going in that direction, it works. I go home and I make fun of my wife for not passing the salt on time. No, I don't think so.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? We don't have a lot of time. I know that you got to run and you got to go and do places and create
run,
things.
Jump, skip, hop. Okay.
Randy has a show right here on Broadband Box Office. Do you any upcoming events that you want to talk about?
My show is on Broadband Box Office. It's called the Randi Lupo Show. I also have a show this Saturday, February 15th at Villa Romanza in Hamilton, New Jersey. 7 and 9:30 show. You could go on my website to see it, which is randilupo.com.
This is a long show. I mean, is this a comedy thing? Are you mixing in with other comics?
Yeah, I'll be performing with the great Uncle Floyd.
Oh, great. Yeah, he's wonderful.
He is, and I'll be at Willie's Comedy Cove on Friday, February 21st. And I have a lot of upcoming shows, and you can see it on my website again at randilupo.com. .com.
RandiLupo.com.
RandiLupo.com.
Thank you. Thanks so very much for
Thank
coming
you so
by.
much for having me. It's great to be here.
Okay,
I'm
we'll
just
be
going
right
to
back.
slide right out.
Oh,
if
you
that's
are?
okay.
She's going to slide out, and we'll be right back after a brief pause. And that little dog. Oh, I know what we can do. We can go to the chopper, the traffic chopper. Yeah, we can find out what's going on in the traffic chopper. We have a broadband box office traffic chopper with Bob Rigby in it. Bob Rigby, I think, is in the traffic chopper 1. Bob, are you up there?
Thanks very much, Mark. Thanks very much. Yeah, I gotta tell you, the BQE is backed up 5 miles at the Baronzano, Mark. 5-car accident, several people beheaded, and of course southbound is slow because rubbernecking, no pun intended. Rescue workers are on the scene now, looking for the heads right now. Try the Bell Parkway as your alternative. Wow, nothing like a good decapitation to kind of spoil your afternoon commute. Yep. I'll tell you. Well, Bob Rigby in the Skycam Chopper Central. Back to you, Mark.
Oh boy, that's Bob Rigby. He's telling it like it is in the Traffic Chopper 1. Always wanted to be a traffic guy. Always wanted to be up on a chopper, but I don't know, joysticks, whirligigs, and glass bubbles. It's not my thing. Anyway, I've got a story about the weather that we've been having. Oh, I've got a story about the weather we've been having. Yes. Well, I mean, what are you going to do when you're snowbound? What are you going to do when you're snowbound? Let me ask that of our illustrious director, Pat. Hey, Pat, what are you going to do when you're snowbound? What could you possibly think of? There's too much snow out there. Oh, I know. I've got an idea, which is what we should be throwing to right now, of course, but we're going to wait.
Well, I know it's out here. I know it's out here somewhere. Well, we'll just have to find it. I know it's out here. Charlie said he left it in the car. So, well, let's just make it out to the car and we'll see. Okay. That's where we want to be. I think it's probably in the seat. No, it's not exactly warm out here. Let's see now. It's got to be on the seat. It's really good stuff. It's great stuff, in fact. I know she's really going to love me after I give her this. Oh, what a surprise. Now, let's see. Ha ha! I knew it was in there. She's gonna be so happy. What a surprise. Great. I got it. She's gonna love it. I got it right here. Oh boy. Now I can't wait. I can't wait to get in there and give it to her. She's really gonna like this. Oh. Well, I'll do anything for her. Stay in all afternoon and just do some of this. Okay. Oh. Back inside. Honey, I'm home. I got it. Honey, I'm home. I got it. Honey. Yeah, oh, you're really gonna love this. Honey, where are you? Oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna change your whole outlook. Hey. Psst, psst, psst. Come here. Yeah, come here. Check this out. You're gonna love this. Oh, yeah. Have a nice day. Oh. No, huh? Just say no to catnip. Oh, you're having a little change of heart, are you? Oh, my. Hey, the first one's free.
This has been a message from the Catnip Rehab Foundation. Call now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Well, you say you're a lover, I'm a true believer. Oh. There's no sin like it. I know there's another. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something. I don't cry no more. No more tears. I've cried them all before. Well. Shoot. Don't you tell me stories. I don't have to tell you lies. Yeah. You are who you have been. I don't need no tell you why. Yeah. I'll tell you something. I don't cry no more. No more tears. I've cried them all before. Four. Always open. My coast is almost always clear. I don't know what's for. Something whispered in my ear. Well, yeah. I'll tell you something. I don't cry no more. No more tears. I have cried them all before. Baby. Yeah. And that's the name of that tune. Hey, I think we're going to go to Bob Rigby up in the broadband box office chopper right now for the second report. Hey, Bob? Bob, you still up there?
Thanks very much, Mark. Henry Hudson Parkway looks good northbound to the GW FDR. Good scoot up to 79th Street, where an overturned tractor trailer completely decimated what looks like the remains of an entire convoy of family Winnebagos. Oh, gee. Well, over the Triborough, there's what's left of a BMT commuter train above there, dangling above the East River, losing passengers every minute. Wow, it's sensational. Hey, where can you go to see that kind of sight outside of a Stallone movie or something like that? I don't know. You know, what the heck. Anyway, hey, has that made your commute a little bit sticky out of Midtown? I guess so this afternoon. Bob Rigby up at Skycam Control. Now back to you, Mark.
Wow. Bob Rigby, he knows his stuff, I'll tell you that. You know, I'm not really a podcaster, but I play one on my podcast. And I almost didn't become a podcaster. Really. Can you believe it? Really. After high school, I just really wanted to join the FBI because ABC was running that show, The FBI. Bye, Randy. Hey, thanks for coming. Randi Lupo's on her way out there. Thank you.
You should microwave that for 10 seconds. It would be much better.
My tie?
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, so I wanted to join the FBI. Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. I was all jazzed up on that, man. I could have joined the CIA, you know, protecting LBJ. But my mom said, why don't you get your PhD at USC or NYU and learn the ABCs of business? PDQ. Well, I suppose the sooner the better, because I did want a BMW with JBL woofers and 4 on the floor with ABS, ATV tires, and a roof rack. But, revving up the RPMs, blasting ZZ Top, CCR, CSN, or ABBA. I know, initially, I couldn't believe it either. And oh my God, maybe after I got paid, maybe, I don't know, I could be a PhD, or I'd go to work for ABC or NBC or CBS, maybe TWA or the PGA. Heck, I already had my golf shoes, the ones with the hole in one. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't want to get a job at a cafeteria selling BLTs or PB&Js to CPAs and CEOs. I mean, with an attitude of like, you want fries with that? My IQ is better than that. But you do what you want, and you have to do what you want to do. And fast food wasn't it. So then shit, what's up for me? Who wants IOUs, Okay, LOL. I mean, my SATs stood for something, didn't they? Well, all I really wanted was a job playing music, though. ASAP. I dreamed of performing AM, PM, even REM. I'd play all over the USA, from LA to NYC, sea to shining sea, rock around the clock till you drop, So I did. Folk houses and coffee bars and taverns and parties and weddings and nightclubs. Had a band, quit a band, went solo, had a duo, had 2 duos and a trio. I went back to a solo. I wore funny hats. I told jokes. I mimed Mickey Mouse. I brought down the house. I did The Wizard of Oz in 10 minutes. I did Led Zeppelin parodies. The MC, the first rock of the blues show that circled Manhattan. I put a robe, funny glasses, and a hat on. I ran out of the building, then I came back with an axe in my mouth in the classified section. I met Graham Nash, Phoebe Snow, and that prick John Sebastian. I even opened up for Billy Idol, Poco, and Bonnie Raitt. Did a cable show right here from 92 to 98. 13 commercials right on the TV. And now here's the podcast. Made of love. From me. Peace. I don't know. Life is a delicate balance, though, isn't it? I mean, so, you never know what you're going to do when you grow up. You kind of think when you're young you're going to do anything or something. You might have a perfect day, and then at the same time, you wake up and you got the chicken dance playing in your head. You can't get rid of it all day long. But your hair is perfect. There's like no... The song I have had all day in my head is, These eyes have seen a lot of love, but they're never gonna see another one like I had with you. Ba-ba-ba. These eyes are crying. These eyes have seen a lot of love, but they're never gonna see another one like I had with you. Da-da-da-ba-da-bum-bum. These eyes, it just keeps going high. And by the end of the thing in my head is like, and the notes are, because it keeps going up in that song. Anyway. Now that I put that song in your head, no matter how balanced or imbalanced your day has been, tonight's podcast will be the great elevator. And speaking of elevators, why do you press an elevator button 10 seconds after you see someone press the elevator button? Like that elevator's not going to work until you're sure that you have pressed that elevator button in all the way by you. It's like we want to respect, equality in this world, but nobody trusts anybody. She probably didn't press it in all the way, and that's why we're waiting, of course. The women, they have the weak hands and things with the fingers. They can't with the, I got to press that again. That's why we're waiting here. Didn't you know? Of course, but that's an exaggeration, isn't it? That's an exaggeration. Because in modern Western culture, that doesn't happen. But in many African and Middle Eastern nations, women are still not recognized as equal to the man. It's hard to believe. And what the heck? How in the world? In this day and age? But, yeah. Of course, women have come a long way in this past century. They really have. They got their own cigarette now, baby, and all that. I mean, but from not having the right to vote to actually maybe being our next president, anything is possible in this country nowadays. In Western civilization, we kind of had that understanding now for a while. In previous centuries, many women did not even know what an orgasm was or how to achieve it. I mean, guys look at each other nowadays and hear that and they go, what? I mean, because guys have been achieving since like we were 10. But haven't we? So, sure. But let's face it, women have had it rough. Some women developed what then, 100, 200 years ago, was referred to at the time as hysteria. And brought to the family physician for relief. And granted, a lot of men still don't know how to give women relief. At the same time, they actually went to their doctor and he stimulated them to orgasm with, well, whatever means was available back 100 years ago. They had special devices, I wonder what that was. Anyway, the mind reels. Dr. Phillips, okay? Dr. Phillips comes home from a hard day's at work. Hi, honey, I'm home. Hello, dear. Roasted chicken for dinner, and wine is on the table. How was your day? Well, I put Johnny Smith's broken arm in a cast, prescribed codeine for Mr. Bradley's cough. I took care of Sam Haber's foot warts, and French tickled Mrs. Johnson until she screamed like a wild banshee. How was your day? Oh, really nothing quite as exciting as all that. I did the wash, cleaned the house, made lunch. Then I went to see Dr. Miller. I know. But unlike some societies in the world, we in Western civilization strive to be equal. But men and women are different. It's in our genes. From our very inception, we're different. One sperm contains the X chromosome. The other contains the Y chromosome. And they even swim differently to the egg, It's like this. Okay. The male completes his deposit. All right. Okay. The sperm is ejaculated into the female. Okay. The shining pleasure shaft of love is plunged into the vortex of naughtiness. Is that better? Okay. Right. Fine. All right. Anyway, the male sperm gets in there right away, and we start swinging the tail, moving from point A to point B. Let's get there faster, harder. And even then, even if we don't know where we're going, we'll never stop and ask directions. We just keep on swimming, keep on swinging. We'll get there. It's up north. I know. I'll find it. Don't worry. And all the other X chromosome male sperm are doing the same exact thing. On the other hand, the Y chromosome, or the female sperm, once they're deposited, the first thing they do is admire the decor. Oh, I love what you've done with this entranceway. Oh my God, red and pink. I love it. And if they see somebody they know, it's like, yoo-hoo, Helen, over here, it's me, Vanessa. How you doing, darling? Wow, I haven't seen you since the gonads. What? Oh, Roger? Oh, he's gone up ahead with the other ex-boys. Yeah. But by the way, that tail looks fabulous on you. Me? Oh, I'm on my way to the egg, too. Yes, I am. Oh, you join me. Oh, great. We'll go together. Hey, maybe we'll have twins. I don't know. I hope that evil Dr. Phillips doesn't show up again. Whenever he gives relief, it's like a vibrating Chrysler building right through the town. It's crazy time. Well, thank goodness. Thank goodness we don't have tails when we're born. They fall off in the womb. Think about it. If we had tails like dogs, all right, you'd be driving down the road. That's my impression of driving down the road. That's at least the way my car sounds. You're driving down the road, and your tail's at half mast, and all of a sudden, cop pulls you over, right? Please step out of the vehicle and point, sir. Yeah. No. And then all of a sudden, the bottle of Grey Goose falls out of your pocket. Oh my God, the tail goes between the legs. What's that tail doing between your legs, sir? Nothing. It was a friend of mine's bottle. I had no idea. And what's the tail doing between your legs, sir? You'd have to get tail suppressors, right? We'd have to get like designer tail suppressors for those of us who could afford it. But certainly because you wouldn't want anybody to know how you felt. And a tail is a dead giveaway. Think about it. And if you're Governor Christie, you'd have to wear a tail suppressor built right into your pants, or otherwise you get pulled over. You're the governor, right? That's right. Yes, it is. You quashed the teachers' union and reduced their pensions. Yes, that's right. Did you close that bridge? No. What's that tail doing between your legs? I don't. We'd have to, thank goodness we don't have the tails that we were born with. initially. Did you follow all that? Okay, there will not be a quiz because this is easy. Please keep on watching, though. It does get better, I promise. I don't know. Oh, you know what? We should just... Speaking of bridges, we should probably check in with Bob Rigby for the final. Bob Rigby, are you still up there in Chopper Broadband? Bob?
There's no problems, no accidents, or there's nobody hurt. All the roads are clear, so back to you, Mark.
All the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go. Don't you step my blue suede shoes. You can do anything but them off of my blue suede shoes. Yeah, Bill has pointed out to me, in fact, that that's not the song we're going to do. And that's right. It's live, baby, it's live. Rewind. In the old days, that would be tape. But, So, yeah, let's do the one that we're supposed to do.
That'll be a little better.
I think you're right. That's it. I like it. I think I'm gonna be sad. I think it's today. Yeah. Girl that's driving me mad is going away. Yeah. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. Well, she's got a ticket to ride. She don't care. She don't care. Woo. She said that living with me was bringing her down. Yeah. She would never be free when I was around. Yeah. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. Well, she don't care. I don't know why she's batting so high. Gonna do right, ought to do right by me before she gets to saying goodbye. Gonna do right, she's gonna do right by me. Ooh, shut up. Gonna stay right there. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Stay right there, yes. Baby. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. She said that living with me is bringing her down. Yeah, she would never be free when I was around. Yeah, she's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. Keep on going. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She don't care. No, she don't care. She don't care. She don't care. All right. Yeah, baby. Oscar. He's my new friend. Well, he's my new playing friend, old buddy from a long time ago. We're going to play a lot of songs as the podcast continues, and we're going to put a group together and take over the world.
Well, I like that. Yeah, man. All right, what do we got going now next? Let's see. Over here. Mono, you can move that back to me or move somewhere else and see what's going on. Okay. It's always good to do the right song there. Sorry, Willem. I was experiencing a fever. Fever came over me. I was getting a little high, little. If you experience fever, or loss of hearing, or go blind, or an erection that lasts for more than 4 hours, call your doctor immediately.
I thought you were talking about Justin Bieber.
Oh, no, he couldn't be here tonight. Charlie, yes. Oh, really? Call your doctor. I'm going to call mine right now. You know what? I think I would call my doctor. But my question is, do all those things have to happen at the same time? Or can they happen, can they happen separately? Like, for instance, if I do get an erection that lasts for 4 hours, do I have to lose my sight in order to call the doctor? Or can I call the doctor when I lose my sight and get hard of hearing at the same time? I'm not sure. I don't know. I figured out one thing, though, in my fever. I figured out that conservatives like to spend other people's money, right, in the government, on themselves. But while liberals like to spend other people's money on everybody. And while also liberals have bird feeders for wild birds, conservatives shoot them. But you gotta eat, man. So how do you a pendulum? You got a little liberty with the thing with the mask, and I don't know. I am annoyed though. I'm very annoyed. I used to be a nerd. Now I'm just annoyed. It's like a nerd from Brooklyn. I'm annoyed. So I'm annoyed. I've been annoyed. And this is why I'm annoyed. I'll tell you why I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed at companies who are advertising their product with commercials which start with the reunion of a serviceman or woman with their child, or a veteran, veteran of war who has a surprise homecoming with their family at a hockey game or a family barbecue. I mean, they're there, they're embracing their tears, their laughter. Not because that's not a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. That is really wonderful, beautiful thing. And to have that caught on camera and as a memory to preserve with your family. But my question to those companies is it necessary for you to connect to the sympathies, the joy, and the love that we as Americans have for our troops by connecting the sale of your products to that sympathy? I mean, you're plucking the heartstrings of America in a way, and I find it objectionable. The way we feel about our veterans to connect with your corporation through a television commercial seems, at least to me, objectionable. So I'm just saying, what's next? The picture of Christ on the cross, and they say, when you think of Christ, think of Chrysler. Check out the new cross. Fire. Or maybe, how about, I got one, how about a picture of Lincoln being shot? Make your play in a new Lincoln. Take your best shot. Maybe there's a picture of horn poachers in Africa. Get horny for a new Impala. Really, come on. I'm just annoyed at all that. That's all. Maybe I'm being too intellectual. I don't know. Because when I read a sign in my neighborhood, there's a little street sign that says, no turn on red when children are present, I think, don't make fun of Karl Marx when your kids are around. Wait for it. See, no turn on red when children are present. Don't make fun of Karl Marx when your kids are around. We're almost done with the show. Hang in there. So I don't know, maybe I've overthought it a little bit. Maybe this isn't going to be a Walmart's moment anytime soon. Because my friend, his son lost his legs in Iraq. And you know what? If you want to connect with the American conscience by start by starting to show the sympathies that we have for our veterans, why don't you start by paying your employees a better minimum wage? Okay, why don't you start with that? Okay, then advertise that, by helping America, okay, not by connecting to tragedy in that way. I'm just saying, somebody has to give a lesson to these big guys, and they don't care what I think. Watch, there'll be like several black cars parked in front of my house tonight with some helicopters and guys in black jumpsuits. I don't know, with clubs. I think it could be. Hey, I don't care if somebody's watching. By the way, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my sponsor, KB Design. Beautify outside your home or your business property with KB Design. Call them at 862-452-1598. KB Design, so green, so smooth. Who knew? KB Design for your beautification of your outside your home or your business property. Did I say that like improperly or incorrect like 3 times already? Anyway, KB Design can be reached at, I'll tell you the number again, 862-452-1598. Call them today. They're waiting. So green, so smooth. Who knew? Anyway, this channel has a bunch of great shows on it. Please check us out. My special guest today was Randi Lupo. Look up her show times at broadbandboxoffice.com. My compatriot tonight in musical crime was Bill Teschner on bass guitar. Yeah, you understand? Thanks for coming down, Willem. Appreciate it. We'll do more of this. In case, of course, you're fed up with the fact that I can't remember what songs we're doing when. Today's podcast was directed and produced by Pat Marucci with technical help, camera, and publicity from Don McClay, my good friend. This is a broadbandboxoffice.com production, podcasting live from the VK Media Studios on the East Coast every second Monday of the month at 8 p.m. Visit us on Facebook and iTunes. Like me. To all of you, adios, my friends. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Randi Lupo, host of the Randi Lupo Show on Broadband Box Office. Wait, is that a tongue twister or an alliteration? Come meet my favorite people, comedians, actors, writers, spiritual people, and everyone in between. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Hi, my name is Tom Ragu of the Tom Ragu Sit Down Comedy Show. You can listen to us at the Broadband Box Office, and for more information, please visit www.tomragu.com/podcast.
It's the Mark Dacey Show, filled with gifts, fun, and surprises, and $20,000 in cash for every viewer. Well, maybe not. But we do talk about stuff and things that you might want to think about after, before, and during the show. It's engaging, at least. So come by, won't you? We're here at Facebook, on iTunes. We broadcast from VK Media right here on the East Coast, and we're part of broadbandboxoffice.com. Check us out, come by, like us, do what you can, spend some time, take some time off, sit down, have a viewing. It's happening, it's now, it's controversial, or maybe not. But we could use a couple of more viewers.